Okay, this module is on meeting management for managers and business owners. Quite different than our team huddle. Our team huddle concept was where we just stood together for a few minutes, talked about what was going on, something that happened once a day, maybe multiple times a day. Meetings are something a little different in the automotive industry, especially if you're in a service department. This is something that you should maybe do once per week, maybe every couple of weeks, because they're a lot more involved. And you need to really be cognizant of making sure that you're having meetings with intent, not just to have them because they were on the agenda, because they were on the calendar. You have to understand that if you have a service department and say you're the service advisor, when you stop the production of the service department, if you think there's a couple of figures you need to keep in mind. One is how, like, if it's going to be an hour and you have 20 employees, how much money is that meeting costing the company? How much is the company having to pay you and all of its employees to actually be there just in wage alone? That's one figure, and it very quickly becomes into the thousands of dollars. Now, in the automotive business, there's a second number you have to worry about, is you have to pay those employees just to be there, but with the understanding that there is not production happening during that time frame. So you have an exponential loss that can run into the tens of thousands of dollars. So if you have 20 employees, 20 technicians, and maybe 5 service advisors, and you're going to stop them from production during the middle of the day, that meeting is probably, with, in round numbers, going to cost between $10,000 and $15,000 to have that meeting. So if you're going to have a meeting, make sure that you have a meeting agenda that is $20,000 important. And that's really the way that you need to think about it, because they're not producing any output at that point financially for the company. So if you don't have a meeting that's worth, if you have, say, like the example I used, 20 service advisors, or 20 technicians rather than 5 service advisors, if you don't have a meeting that's worth $20,000, don't have it. If you have a meeting that is producing information that can be emailed, maybe just email it. Meetings are reserved for very important things, and it's important to have meetings because it changes the culture of things. There's a lot to it. So there's a difference between a 5-minute huddle that doesn't cost you very much at all and a complete shutdown meeting. So maybe those are only once a month. So you need to be very cognizant. You need to have the meeting set up. It needs set up correctly. It needs to start on time. It needs to be intentional. There needs to be outcomes. There needs to be dialogue. There needs to be a really good reason that you're going to have a meeting in a service department of any size, because of the financial cost of the company.